We're going to continue our discussion on nitrogen stabilizers today, particularly focusing on those that work below ground on the nitrification cycle. So there's three products I want to talk about. We're only going to talk about the first two today. I'll do the third one tomorrow. But Agritane Plus and Agritane Tribune are dual action products, and Entrench is a single action product, which I said we'll discuss tomorrow. So in particular, I want to highlight Agritane Tribune because it is a new product designed to replace Agritane Plus. So a quick review of the nitrogen cycle. We start with ammonium N. It gets converted to nitrite by the Nitrosomonas bacteria, and then the Nitrobacter bacteria takes the nitrite and very quickly converts it to nitrate. The significance here is this, that all plants can use ammonium N equally as well as they can use nitrate. It's just the nitrogen cycle converts everything to nitrate sooner or later. Once it's in the nitrate form, it is the only form of N that can be lost from the soil, either through leaching losses with excessive rainfall on soils prone to leaching, or through denitrification and saturated soils, and we get the loss of nitrous oxide and N2 gas back to the atmosphere. So how these products actually work? Well, they interfere with the ammonia monooxygenase enzyme inside the Nitrosomonas bacteria, or the AMO. It blocks it from forming, which renders the Nitrosomonas useless in the process, so it can't convert the ammonium, and it stays around that form just a little bit longer. So when we look at Agritane Plus, it was or is still an NBPT plus diacetamide, or DCD, so it contains both a volatilization component and a nitrification inhibitor. Same with Agritane Tribune, also contains NBPT, but a new nitrification inhibitor called pronitridine, which has a dual action activity in terms of blocking the enzyme and changing the active site for the enzyme. So it has two ways of blocking the enzyme from forming inside Nitrosomonas. So it has that role to play in that process, a little more advanced than DCD by itself. So dual action products are important even when we side dress or dribble ban UAN. So if you look at the following table and look in the middle there between dribble and injected, this is the percentage of fertilization loss on average. Between 20, 22, 25% of the ammonia can still be lost even in an injection band or on surface dribble. So it does, even with UAN at these later application dates, does play a role in reducing that surface loss. Once it's in the soil, the nitrification cycle takes place, and you can see extended time periods when the soils are rather warm, up to about 5 weeks of protection, delaying that conversion of ammonium to nitrate. And when it's a little cooler, we can get up to almost 9-10 weeks of extended protection, delaying that conversion of ammonium to nitrate. So when we look at some yield response, with lots of data out there showing anywhere from a 10 to 16 bushel response in the nitrification inhibition. And depending on how you manage the nitrogen, the surface losses, reductions are there as well. So it'll just be an idea that it does work, and there's lots of data to show the yield advantages. So in the end, all stabilizers perform better when there are actually conditions that are conducive to nitrogen loss. And the decision to use a stabilizer is very much based on a risk assessment for those losses that we would anticipate. So reducing loss of nitrate N has both economic and environmental consequences. Obviously, when we lose less N, we got more around to produce yield. And when we lose less N, we have less greenhouse gas production going off into the atmosphere. So in closing, there are many generic products now that contain DCD at various levels and various price points. Make sure you know what you're buying and what you're getting for protection. And we'll be more than happy to help you with those calculations. So that's it today. Back tomorrow with Entrench. Stay safe, stay healthy.